Hello children, welcome to my channel Science World, and if you find this video useful for you, then please like, comment and share with your friends. Also subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get notification of my upcoming videos. Students, in our last videos we have already discussed about the nutrients and the mode of nutrition in organisms. But have you ever think what happens to that nutrition, or where do these nutrients go? We know that all the living organisms perform different activities every day, such as locomotion, movement, reproduction, growth. These all the activities require energy, and we know that this energy is obtained from the food that we eat. Okay, but to perform these all the activities, the energy that we need, how it comes into our body or how it is utilized by our body, that we will read in this topic. So what is respiration? We will start with the definition of respiration. Okay, respiration is the process that is carried out by all the living organisms. It occurs in all the living organisms, and during this process energy is released from the food. Whatever food we eat, from that food energy is released. Energy is released by the process of respiration. Okay, and it takes place in each and every cell of the body. This respiration takes place in each and every cell of our body. We know that our body is made up of cells, and each cell of our body performs this respiration. Okay, so what is respiration? The process of taking in oxygen into the cells, using it for producing energy, and removing waste like CO2, that is carbon dioxide, and water vapor is called respiration. Okay, means to perform these all the activities of the body we need energy, and that energy comes from the food, which is broken down by the process of respiration, and in this way our body utilizes that energy. Okay, what happens? The food that we eat, and after the digestion of that food is brought to the cell, means the nutrients present in the food that are brought to the cell, where it is broken down into carbon dioxide and water, and what it releases? It releases energy, and thus our body gets energy. So what is respiration? Respiration is the process of taking oxygen into the cells, using it for producing energy, and removing waste like CO2 and water vapor. So this process is known as respiration. Okay, the respiration process involves two steps. How many steps are there? Two steps, that is breathing and cellular respiration. Breathing is also known as external respiration. Here it is, breathing is also known as external respiration. And what happens in the breathing process? In breathing process, organisms breathe in oxygen, that is air. We take in air and breathe out air, that is carbon dioxide. During the process of breathing or external respiration, oxygen is taken in our body and carbon dioxide is given out from the body. This is just a physical process. Breathing is a physical process. There is no chemical process involved in the breathing, and breathing occurs in higher animals. This process occurs in higher animals. Okay, so breathing is also called external breathing, the breathing that generally we do and we experience. Okay, so giving out carbon dioxide and taking in oxygen is known as breathing. Then second step is cellular respiration. This is also called internal respiration. Cellular respiration is internal respiration because it takes place inside the cell. Okay, in this process, that is cellular respiration, food is broken down into carbon dioxide and water in the presence of oxygen, and it releases large amount of energy, and this process occurs in the cell, so it is known as cellular respiration. Cellular respiration occurs in the cells, that's why it is known as cellular respiration. And in this process, food is broken down into carbon dioxide and water in presence of oxygen. Oxygen is very much needed for cellular respiration, and the oxygen that is needed for the process of cellular respiration is obtained from breathing, or we can say external respiration. Okay, respiration is the process that results in the release of energy. Okay, and thus animals perform both breathing and respiration, but green plants, they perform only respiration. Okay, then the organisms, including all the plants, animals and microorganisms, all of them, they need energy, but some of the microorganisms respire in the absence of oxygen, in the absence of oxygen. Okay, and depending on the presence or absence of oxygen, respiration is of two types. respiration के दो types है, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Okay, so first we will discuss about the aerobic respiration. When breakdown of food, that is carbohydrates, mainly glucose, when breakdown of food takes place in the presence of O2, that is oxygen, and CO2 and H2O are formed with the release of energy, this type of respiration is called aerobic respiration. Means aerobic respiration is the process which occurs in presence of oxygen. Oxygen is very important during this aerobic respiration because it is used or it is utilized to break down the food to get or to release energy. And during this aerobic respiration, the end products are carbon dioxide and water, that is CO2 and H2O. This type of respiration is known as aerobic respiration. This is a chemical process. This is a chemical process, and we can summarize this by this chemical equation. Glucose in presence of oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide and water and releases energy. Energy is released in the form of ATP molecules. Okay, glucose, or we can say the food, that is broken down into carbon dioxide and water to release energy. Most of the organisms respire through aerobic respiration. Most of the organisms, they use this method of respiration. Okay, then we have anaerobic respiration. It is the process in which the breakdown of food takes place in the absence of oxygen and release of very small amount of energy. In anaerobic respiration, the amount of energy that is released, it is very small, and this process occurs in the absence of oxygen. Oxygen is not needed in anaerobic respiration. Organisms respiring in the absence of oxygen, they break down glucose into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Here the end products are alcohol or lactic acid, also lactic acid, alcohol and carbon dioxide, and sometimes methane. This is a gas. Okay, so the end products of anaerobic respiration are alcohol, carbon dioxide, it may be lactic acid or methane. Okay, and we can write this equation, chemical equation, as it is anaerobic respiration is also a chemical process. So glucose is broken down in absence of oxygen, so we will not write here anything. Glucose is broken down into alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. Here the energy that is generated, it is very small in amount. Okay, so the organisms that perform anaerobic respiration are some bacteria and yeast. Okay, yeast is the unicellular organism. Okay, and it also performs this anaerobic respiration. Then some bacteria are there, and here are the some examples of anaerobic respiration. First one is alcohol fermentation, second is lactic acid fermentation, and third is decomposition of organic matter. So we will see one by one. First is alcohol fermentation. Many yeast use alcoholic fermentation to produce ethanol, or we can say ethyl alcohol. And I already told you, yeast is a single celled microorganism in the or from the group of fungus. That is, fungi is a group of organisms, okay, and yeast is one of the fungus. This is single celled microorganisms. Remember this, yeast. Okay, so this yeast performs this anaerobic respiration, and it is known as alcoholic fermentation, and it produces ethanol, or we can say ethyl alcohol. For this reason, humans have domesticated yeast to use many commercial purposes, including baking as well as beer and wine production. You may have heard the baking word, baking cakes and pastries and many other things are baked. So for this baking process, people are using this yeast. They are using this yeast, and that is known as alcoholic fermentation. Okay, yeast is also used in the making of beers and wines. It is also used for making idlis. You may have seen the batter of idli, okay, before adding yeast and after adding yeast. Here you can see the yeast, that is dry and active yeast, and this yeast is used to make breads and other bakery items. I will show you. This is dry yeast. First it is soaked into the lukewarm water by adding some sugar. Okay, you can see this is dry yeast. Okay, and this yeast is used to make breads and other bakery items. Okay. So when these yeast cells, we can say, they are added to the sugar, or you can say water, lukewarm water, and some sugar is added, then what happens, these cells or these microorganisms, they start multiplying, and they grow and they respire. Okay, and during the respiration, we know that they produce carbon dioxide. Okay, they produce carbon dioxide, and when this carbon dioxide is removed, or it is produced during the process of anaerobic respiration, what happens, suppose this yeast is added to the batter of idli, or we can say we want to make bread, then if you add this into the dough of the bread, that dough will become fluffy after some time. Why it becomes fluffy? Because the yeast present in the dough of this bread, it performs anaerobic respiration, and during this respiration carbon dioxide is released, and that is why this removal of carbon dioxide makes this bread dough fluffy. Okay, so this is the yeast. Okay, then second one is lactic acid fermentation. Okay, it occurs in our body when we do exercise, fast walking or running. So when we do exercise or any physical work, that is fast walking or running or playing other sports, that time the energy demand of body is more. Okay, energy demanded by our body is more, but oxygen supply in body is less or limited. Okay, because when we do exercise or when we play or when we run, that time the energy in our body is utilized fast. Okay, and our body needs more and more energy, but the oxygen that is taken inside the body, it is less. That means oxygen supply is less or limited. So muscle cells perform anaerobic respiration. Why these muscle cells perform anaerobic respiration? To fulfill the demand of energy. The demand of energy, that is extra energy needed by the body, it is produced by the anaerobic respiration of muscle cells. So muscle cells perform anaerobic respiration. Here in this process, glucose is converted into lactic acid. Here what is the end product? Lactic acid, and the energy in small amount is released. Lactic acid is accumulated in the muscles, causing cramps or pains in the muscle. So this is one disadvantage of this anaerobic respiration, because when this anaerobic respiration is performed in our body, that time the lactic acid that is formed is accumulated in the muscles, and this lactic acid causes cramps in the muscles or pain in the muscles. Okay, so we can summarize this process, that is glucose, it is broken down during the heavy exercise in the absence of O2. Remember this, absence of oxygen, and it is this glucose is broken down into lactic acid and energy, and this energy is in small amount. So lactic acid is the end product of this anaerobic respiration in our body. Okay, then next we have organic matter, that is decomposition of organic matter. Organic matter is broken down by the organisms that are present in the soil. Okay, and it occurs in the absence of oxygen. It results in the generation of carbon dioxide and methane gas. This is the formula of methane gas, that is CH4. So this methane gas and carbon dioxide are generated during the decomposition of organic matter. Materials that are high in organic content, such as municipal waste, livestock waste. Livestock waste means the waste materials of these domesticated animals, okay, like cows and buffaloes and goats, and agriculture waste, then food waste. These all the waste undergo this process, that is decomposition, and during this decomposition of organic matter, anaerobic respiration or anaerobic digestion takes place. Where it occurs in the soil and with the help of the microorganisms that are present in the soil. Okay, the methane gas produced may be collected and used directly as a fuel. The methane gas that is produced in the process of decomposition of organic matter, it is used as fuel, or it is also used for cooking or heating. It can be burned to generate electricity also. From this methane gas, electricity is also produced. You may heard about the biogas or gobar gas plant. Okay, and in this biogas or gobar gas plant, the waste material of animal, that is livestock waste, it is used to produce methane gas. It is used to produce methane gas, and it is used to produce electricity, or it is also used as a fuel for cooking or heating. Okay, methane gas from gas wells is renewable source of energy. The gas that we obtain from gas wells, it is renewable source of energy, and it is also obtained due to the process of anaerobic respiration. Okay, then we will see the difference between anaerobic and aerobic respiration. Okay, so first point is, in aerobic respiration oxygen is involved, that is in presence of oxygen aerobic respiration takes place. Anaerobic respiration, it occurs in absence of oxygen. Here presence of oxygen, here absence of oxygen. In aerobic respiration, glucose is completely broken down or oxidized to form CO2 and H2O. Means aerobic respiration is the process, it has end products carbon dioxide and water. But in anaerobic respiration, glucose is partially oxidized to form alcohol and carbon dioxide. Here alcohol, or we can say lactic acid, or we can say methane. So it depends on the type of anaerobic respiration. Okay, so the end products of both the processes are different. Then third point is, this aerobic respiration, it releases more energy than anaerobic respiration, and in anaerobic respiration less energy is released. The last point is, aerobic respiration occurs in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Mitochondria is a cell organelle, it is present inside the cell. So the aerobic respiration is performed by both cytoplasm of the cell and mitochondria that are in the cell. But anaerobic respiration takes place only in the cytoplasm, means no cell organelle is performing this anaerobic respiration. It takes place in the cytoplasm. Okay, so this is all about the respiration, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So here we will stop. We will meet again in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.